Hi stamping friends, it's Sandy from Stamped Impression, and today we're going to look at best practices when gluing layers of paper or cardstock on your hand stamped card. I want to start by saying it doesn't matter what type of glue you're using, whether you're using multi-purpose liquid glue, or you're using Stampin' Seal Plus or Stampin' Seal, or whether you're using foam dots or any of the specialty glues. The points that I'm going to make today apply to all glues. Anyways, I am going to work with primarily Stampin' Seal Plus because that's my adhesive of choice. And say this is the card that we're trying to make and that everything is already stamped. All right, so there are a couple of things that I always do. First of all, when I'm gluing, I always try to work on a silicone sheet. The reason for that is twofold. One, if you work here, you won't get glue on your work surface. And say you get some glue over here and you put your cardstock down and then it's stuck. So you've got to rip it up and it can make a mess of things. So everything stays on the silicone mat. And also, most importantly, glue does not stick to it very easily. So it's easy to clean up. It's easy to keep the glue only where you want it. It's just a great surface to work with. So I'm going to demonstrate some of that. So number one pointer is always use a silicone sheet. The second piece of information I'd like to share with you is that when I glue, I always work from the bottom of the card up. It's just way easier, especially if you're using the same glue. So if this Coastal Cabana, the sort of greeny blue one, is a card base, then we start by taking that layer and gluing everything to it. So this green is the next layer that goes on. And I'm going to attach my my cardstock to it. And I just want to make one point where I said the glue doesn't stick to it so readily. Let's just look over here and say I go too close to the outside. See how it's all on the silicone mat? When I pick it up, the glue does not stick to the mat. It stays on the cardstock. So what you do then is you just need to fold it back so that it's all on the back of the cardstock and nothing is on front, and then you don't have to worry about a gluey mess on the front of your card. So your card won't stick to the envelope when you put it in there. See how nice and clean that is? And there's nothing on the silicone mat. So we'll put this down as the next layer. The other thing I wanted to point out is not only do I start from the bottom and work up, but I apply the adhesive to the smaller piece of cardstock. And the reason for that is pretty simple. If I were applying to the adhesive to the bigger piece, I could end up putting it down on part of the cardstock that won't be covered, so that you'll have glue that's showing rather than hidden by your layer of cardstock. So you understand what I mean? So if I had just guessed, I might have put some of the adhesive down here, and then it would have been too much adhesive. So a little caveat, when I say I work from the bottom up, is when I'm using the same type of glue. So if this is going to be a flat layer, but I want to pop up this whole unit with the Stampin' Dimensionals, which is their foam adhesive. So I would skip gluing these together, but I would glue this to the front of the card, to the piece of cardstock it's matted to. So again, attach it to that, and now I'll put on the foam adhesive. If I put on the foam adhesive first, let me just say the foam adhesive is on a piece of wax paper and has a wax paper backing. So first of all, this gives you the ability to decide where you're going to put it, however you want to place it, and then you can sort of eyeball it and take off the backing. So I like that, and we just put it down. Now you see this is popped up. Do you see how it's popped up? If I had put the layer with the Stampin' Dimensionals on first, then try to glue this one on, I would have had a bumpy surface to work on, and it's better to work on a flat surface. So, use a silicone mat, start from the bottom layer, work your way to the top. Always apply the adhesive to the smaller layer when you're gluing two together. And if you're mixing different kinds of adhesive, specifically flat adhesive versus popped up adhesive, do the flat layers first and then the popped up layer. So that's it. Those are my most important tips for using adhesive. Got any questions? Just send them my way. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up at the bottom and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you and have a good day.